Hey guys, Uncle Ray, welcome to another episode of the Crypto Bellwether. If you watch this channel, you'll know that the reason I started this channel was to help people get in the group of people that actually make money, hopefully life-changing gains. But the reality is, over 90% of everyone investing in crypto lose money, and I believe it's because they get biased information that is spun to get you to FOMO in, pump people's bags, and people want to use you as exit liquidity. I promise you guys, I'm full-time crypto. I do deep dives 5, 10 hours a day sometime, and the majority of everything we get is like watching CNN. It's just misinformation spun. It's just not going to help you be successful. Now, this video, we're going to talk about Aerodrome and the news that came out about Coinbase and their game plan for the future and how that relates to Aerodrome and the Base token. That's right. That's kind of what we're going to talk about. But there's a lot more alpha I'm going to give you, so stay with me. Hit that like button, guys. Now, before we dive into it, this is about my fifth mic. I'm always having problems with my mic. If you can hear me good, if this is a better sound than normal, please let me know in the comment section. Okay, look today. Pretty much the only thing up decent is Aerodrome. It's another down day. And I believe for some reason, the reason Aerodrome is up today is because of this news. Well, Base is teasing that they are going to add a token that we can all buy for the Base ecosystem. Can you imagine that? That's what we're going to talk about. Now, why Aerodrome is up on that news, I don't know. Maybe it just brought a lot of things that Coinbase is doing to people's attention, and the best way to capitalize is with Aerodrome. I've been stacking Aerodrome for like 6 months or so, making a lot of videos when it was around 50 cents and then under $1. And the reason I like Aerodrome is I know that if you go by probabilities, that new tokens in hot sectors that have never experienced a bull run is where the life-changing gains happen. It's not in the older tokens. 90% of those don't even hit a new all-time high in their second bull run. That's extreme amount of alpha. I wish people would have told me, 3.5 years ago when I got into crypto. Now, not only is Coinbase talking about adding a token we can buy for the Base ecosystem, they're talking about creating their own layer 1 to compete with Ethereum and moving away from Ethereum full time, which will put a hit on Ethereum and probably start a trend. I'm not bullish long term on Ethereum being a good investment. It may stick around, but guys, I say that why it's my biggest bag. But the world is moving faster than the Ethereum ecosystem. Wall Street loves Ethereum. Tokenized assets are going to be on it and a lot of other things, but that doesn't mean it's going to be a good long-term investment. It will probably move about like the S&P, maybe make, 10, 15, 20% a year. That's not why we got into crypto. All right. So that's some news, but let's think about something, guys. I want to talk about Aerodrome and Ethereum and how it relates to this type of news. Now, also, you really have to think about what I'm going to share with you when you're thinking about hodling these utility tokens that you think they're going to change the world. Because Wall Street, the banks, the big power companies all over the world have just been waiting for regulation. They have all the customers. And this is just software and code. It's open source tech. So they have the customers. They don't need much help. There's a few projects like Link that they need for interoperability. But as far as utility or payments, guys, they got it covered. I promise you. And if you research, you'll understand 100%. Now, here's uh, to talk about Aerodrome as an investment. I think if it pulls back to anything under $1, I have no doubt it has not hit its all-time high, and Aerodrome could run up to like 40 billion market cap. I don't think it can go higher than that, and that's really ambitious, but I do believe no matter what, it could go to $5, $10 or something like that. Now, that being said, I want you to think about something. Just that news alone, look what happened to Ethereum. Now, hear me out on this. The reason I own Aerodrome and I like it is because there is no token on the Base ecosystem. If there was, it would be my biggest altcoin holding because Coinbase is a powerhouse as a centralized exchange. And they do a lot more than that. They custody for Wall Street, and they are already moving. They are settling, guys. Like they had one day where they settled like $7 or $9 trillion. That's getting up there with the likes of JP Morgan. That's a massive amount to settle in a day. Actually, guys, that could have been a week. Either way, it's massive. But now hear me out, guys. I short about 75% of the time when I trade. But now think about this. Let's fast forward if you're hodling something like Aerodrome or Ethereum. Ethereum dropped this much today on that news. So imagine, let's just say 2 months from now, Aerodrome's pumping, Ethereum's pumping, and then Coinbase comes out and says, today we've just launched the Base token. Hopefully they'll call it Base, and you can buy it. You know what I would personally do? I don't know what you would do. I would sell my Aerodrome, immediately swap out and buy the Base token and short Aerodrome, because there goes Aerodrome's big story that pumps the token. It's still a great project, but people like me are just going to get out of it because the big reason is not that it's so special, it's the best way to invest in the Base ecosystem, which is arguably one of the best ecosystems in all of crypto. So think about that, guys. And I would immediately sell my Ethereum for sure and go short. Now, the reason that matters, guys, and hopefully you guys know how to short, and we'll talk about that at the end of the video. But the reason that matters is crypto is moving immensely fast. A lot of this technology is going to be obsolete. Most of the older Dino tokens can only do like 1,500 transactions per second. Now the new projects and Solana's updates, Google's new layer 1, they're doing 100,000 transactions per second. A lot of this utility tokens are going to be obsolete. Bridge assets. Circles already has a plan with its new layer 1, or maybe a layer 2, where you don't have to bridge any of the stable coins. That's the future. But anyway, guys, that's definitely something you want to think about if you are hodling. The odds are, if you round trip these assets, 90% are not ever going to hit a new all-time high. Probably someday, I don't know if it's going to be in 5 years or whenever, they're just going to fade away. Go study the history of all the tokens that were dominant in 2017, 2021. They just disappear. And now that the big boys are here and they're picking the winners and losers, we're going to see who the winners are. And guys, we don't need 4 million tokens. We don't even need 100 tokens. We need like 2 or 3 layer 1s with massive ecosystems that can handle everything. It reminds me of the dot-com bubble back in 2000, guys. In 1999, everything was pumping if it had .com behind its name. And thousands of people became millionaires and billionaires, but all of those projects just disappeared overnight. But we did get Microsoft, Google, Amazon, and Apple, and some of the biggest players on the planet. That's going to happen in crypto, in my opinion. But guys, this is just software and code, so you think about it. Instant settlement, for instance, that's going to be mainstream. Everyone is already preparing for instant settlement. It's nothing special. And I could go on and on, like DeFi or whatever you want to talk about. So, that being said, guys, if you have an interest in learning to short, I believe I have the best shorting course on the planet, and I have a promotional offer that my shorting course is only $225. It comes with 13 videos, a Zoom call, and you get my inner circle for free, which is a $250 value as well, until February, and that's where you can see me post my short alerts. Now, also, if you need some help with your portfolio, someone to take a look at it, same proposition, $250, comes with 18 videos that walks you through everything from A to Z, and it gets you in my inner circle, and it comes with a Zoom call. And guys, you need a game plan, especially when it comes to taking profits. You need to understand market cap and tokenomics, which is the most lied about, misinformed thing in crypto, and it's probably the most important in my opinion. So if you need some help, reach out, or if you just want to join the inner circle, reach out. My email will be in the comments and in the description down below. That being said, guys, again, I think AERODROME is a great project because the Base ecosystem is one of the most dominant ecosystems out there. It's growing every day, and the best access currently we can get is AERODROME. So anyway, guys, hit the like button. Let me know what you think in the comments section. And remember this, guys, if you don't take profits, you'll become the profits. And you don't want to be exit liquidity when this bull run and this altcoin season, which I am very bullish about, when it's all over, you don't want to round trip holding these altcoins thinking that they are going to change the world. There's going to be a banking reset, but it's going to be reset by the dominant players of the world: Visa, MasterCard, Swift, JP Morgan, Pfizer, FIS Global. They got it covered, guys. All right, take care, but come back and be part of this community. Subscribe.